and streaming live on the First Federal Facebook page.
It is Friday morning, and that means it's time for the First Federal program, and it's, I'll go ahead and say it, it's a beautiful morning out there. A little chilly, but we're not dealing with snow, Ken.
Exactly. A little chilly compared to the rest of the week.
Yeah.
I guess we kind of had unseasonably warm temperatures,
weather, yeah.
Some record-setting temperatures, I believe. What was that, Wednesday? We had a record high?
Yes, got to 64, broke the record for the day.
64 in mid-December, that's
Crazy.
hard to believe.
Yeah.
But I'll take it. It beats snow any day. So even though I like snow around this time of year, I'm one of those people who I like white Christmas. But then after that, snow can go away and not come back for the rest of the year for all I'm concerned.
I am perfectly okay with that as well, so we're on the same page.
But I don't think we're going to get a white Christmas unless the forecast changes here in the next couple of days.
Nope, everything I'm seeing is saying no white Christmas this year, so sad, but you can always go buy the cans of snow from Walmart and spray it on the windows to make yourself convinced it is.
Sounds like a lot of work. But if you want to do that, hey, more power to you. I saw that Fulton County received some exciting news this week.
They did. Lots of good news.
One of 6 counties awarded $30 million through the Indiana Regional Economic Acceleration and Development Initiative.
Yes.
The plans, it looks like, is to leverage their portion of the funds for quality of life and workforce attraction opportunities, including new multifamily housing opportunities, long sought after hotel development and other infrastructure developments within the county.
Yeah. It's going to be a good thing, and Fulton County's growing. Here's more proof of that.
Yep, well said. I got some trivia this morning, Paul.
All right.
This was actually provided me by our president, Kevin
Okay.
Gottschalk. He found it online and was like, yeah, I'm going to put that one to the side for a little later while I use it this week. So,
Okay. So let's see what Evan's got.
what vehicle has the longest production run? I got 3 choices for you. It's a Chevrolet Suburban, Ford F-Series, or Volkswagen Beetle.
All right. Is this continuous, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Think you got a good answer?
I might.
All right. I
Probably
almost
wrong,
put a 4th choice in there, but I thought I'd make it a little easier on you this morning.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
I've gotten the last 2 wrong.
I know, that's why I thought that. Got some sports to report on this morning. A lot of local sports been going on. The basketball season's well underway. Conference games all over the place. I saw there were some good games last night involving girls basketball. So Tippecanoe Valley won in overtime last night. They've all of a sudden won, I believe, 7 of their last 8 after losing 4 of their first games. So
Nice.
kind of on fire there. Or
Yeah.
maybe they've won 4 out of the last 5. I might have misspoke on that one. But Rochester got defeated last night by North Miami.
Yep.
Earlier this week, Caston's girls team, who's ranked, lost to Pioneer. And there was a few other games that happened last night. I didn't write down the scores. So, but boys basketball, there's tons of action going on tonight. Rochester travels to North Miami. Assume pre-game's the same time as always.
Always.
Tippecanoe Valley travels to Whitco. Argus hosts South Bend Career Academy. Caston hosts Knox. Culver hosts Trinity. And Winnemac and Triton has been canceled due to COVID concerns.
Ooh, okay.
That we're kind of starting to see again pop up around the sports world. I saw yesterday there
Bite
was.
your tongue on that.
I know. College basketball has been really impacted this week. I think there's already 5 or 6 decent matchups for this upcoming weekend that have been canceled. So
Yeah.
I know one of them was Ohio State and Kentucky got called off because Ohio State had COVID concerns. UCLA and North Carolina got called off because UCLA had COVID concerns. So North Carolina and Kentucky are going to play against each other because they were all going to be at the same venue. So
Yeah, at least they figured something out.
yeah. So there's been a couple other matchups, but hopefully they get all that figured out here soon. Speaking of college basketball, the Crossroads Classic, which is always a big event, Indiana, Notre Dame, Purdue, Butler. It's going on tomorrow. It's the 11th annual, and it looks like it's going to be the final one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Notre Dame and IU both kind of wanted out to get into some different things here in the future. Indiana signed a home and home for next year in 2023 with Kansas.
Okay.
So, but with that said, Purdue plays Butler tomorrow at noon on Fox, and Indiana plays Notre Dame directly after that game at 2:30 on
All right.
Fox. So turn it on Fox, leave it on for a couple hours if you like college basketball, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't have any point spreads on those games yet. So my app didn't have them this morning.
I'm sure nobody knows.
But
yet.
I think I can say that Purdue and Indiana will both be favorites in those matchups.
So if they're not, remember it's your fault.
That's fine. I'll take the blame. I'm pretty confident in that one. So, NFL, Colts have a big matchup tomorrow night. Yeah, there's 2 Saturday games. It's kind of that time of year where college bowl season is going to begin, so you don't have too many games on Saturday. So the NFL sprinkles some Saturday games in there. They're hosting the New England Patriots tomorrow night. Colts are 2.5-point favorites. That game's at 8:20 on the NFL Network.
And we'll have it right here.
Yep.
So
Pre-game.
normally an hour before kickoff, so about 7:20.
And then the Bears are also a national game this week. It's on Monday night at 8:15 at ESPN. They host the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are 3.5-point favorites in that matchup.
All right.
So if you're a Colts or Bear fan, it's national primetime
Yeah.
games this week, so that's always exciting. Got some tidbits here this morning, Paul. On this day in 1903, the Wright brothers made the first sustained motorized aircraft flight at 10:35 a.m. at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.
Yes.
Could you have told me it was at Kitty Hawk if I didn't?
You know, it's in there somewhere. I would have known that. Yeah, I probably would have gotten the kitty part right and failed the rest. But,
Yeah.
you know.
On this day in 1989, The Simpsons premiered on Fox TV.
And it's still running on Fox today.
This upcoming Sunday, it'll be season 33, episode 10.
Yeah.
So it'll be overall episode 715.
A lot of stuff there.
Just keeps rolling and rolling. And they haven't aged a bit. I mean, just
No. I know, and the weird thing is, 33 years, the one daughter's still like 9 months old,
Yeah.
and the boy who was born around the same time is a teenager.
Yep.
I don't
Bart and Maggie.
And Bart and Maggie are still
Yeah.
teenagers, and
Yep. Or at least as a teenager. Maggie's the baby.
oh yeah, Maggie's yeah. Yeah.
So it's I guess cartoon world, you just don't age. I mean, same thing with Family Guy's been around forever, and South Park and all those. So
Well, South Park's running a special right now where the boys are all grown up.
I didn't see that. So
Yeah.
that's news to me.
Yeah.
So I just knew it's running through like the exciting extension through like 2030
Wow.
or something like that. It was a really big
It's
money.
a lot of cartoons.
Yeah. A lot of creative.
Yeah.
On this day in 2017, Star Wars The Last Jedi took more than $450 million worldwide in its opening weekend. Did you see that one?
No.
No?
No. I
Not a
have
Star Wars guy?
Oh, I'm a Star Wars guy. I
Just
just
haven't
haven't
seen
made
that
it to the newest runs
Oh, you
yet.
better
I know, I'm falling behind.
use some time coming up and then do that. So.
Yeah, I got to see the one that's hitting movie theaters today first. That's more important.
Spider-Man,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of national buzz right now on social media, so
Yeah.
looks to be good by the trailer. Today's National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day.
Yes,
See, you did your part.
I did. I got the sweater and the hat.
Sweater and the hat. And for those of you out there who are listening or watching on Facebook, pay attention to the First Federal Facebook page here today. We're going to start our ugly, I'll call it holiday sweater
Okay.
contest. It could be attire too. There might be some that have full attire going on, not just the
Ooh.
sweaters. So we're going to run a little contest for the next week.
All right.
And the picture that receives the most likes is going to be the winner. And we're going to have a prize go to that person's selected charity of choice.
Okay.
We did this last year. It was very fun, and there's been some trash talk amongst some of the branches and some individuals. So I'm anxious to see who's got what on today.
Yeah, I'll go get my votes in this afternoon.
Yep. Voting will be open until next 5 p.m. next Friday. So
All right.
that's when I'm going to stop counting, at least. It's also National Maple Syrup Day, National Underdog Day, and Wright Brothers Day.
Yeah,
So, kind of fitting that I read that about the Wright Brothers, I guess.
absolutely.
Got some upcoming events going on. If you're a big Christmas movie trivia buff, there's going to be a Christmas movie trivia contest held at Uncorked this upcoming Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. This is a fundraiser for the Times Theater. It's $50 per team, up to 5 people per team, 10-team limit. So
Okay.
you want to make sure you reserve your spot. I don't know if they have any openings left, but if they do, you want to get on that. You can text 317-409-1438 or just message the Times on Facebook to register.
Okay.
Santa Claus has returned to his house.
Yes.
So his house is on the west side of the courthouse. He's going to be there from 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday through Fridays and noon to 4 on Saturdays. That's through December 23rd.
Yeah,
So
not much time
Not much
left.
time left if you want to get over and see Santa. He will be there tomorrow from noon to 4.
All right.
I want to give some flowers this morning to a few different people here. Caston's Delaney Strasser for winning the 2022 Fulton County Community Foundation Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship. Congratulations to her.
Absolutely.
That's always a big deal, and it's fun to always see who wins that.
Yeah, big competition around that. So
Oh, absolutely. It's
congratulations.
even just applying for it.
Yeah.
A lot of work goes into that, and
Yep.
then to be selected a finalist is an honor, and then to win it,
Yes.
it's a big deal. So congratulations to her. And I want to give flowers to one of our own at First Federal Savings Bank, Larry Falstich, who's been our Plymouth manager for the past 43 years. Today's his last day as he's retiring
Well, happy retirement.
after 43 years. So very well deserved. He will be missed.
Yes.
And I kind of like to tell Larry he's the unofficial mayor of Plymouth. It seems like everybody knows Larry up there, and Larry knows everybody. So,
Yeah, that's the way to be.
so congratulations to him. 43 years is quite an accomplishment, and he will be missed.
Yes, absolutely.
Got some money news this morning. The Dow went down a little bit yesterday. Went down almost 30 points at 29.79. Closed at 35,897.64.
Yeah.
So we will see if it bounces back up today.
I'm hoping.
You're hoping. Got your
I-
fingers crossed.
Yeah, I keep getting notifications that I'm in the positive on my stocks, but then I look and I'm like, well, I'm still below where I started, so hopefully I can get back to that.
Slow climb up.
Very slow.
Well, the weekless jobless claims, last week I had a good report on it. This week, not such a good report.
Uh-oh.
Well, there's a little good to this at the end, I guess.
Okay.
It totaled 206,000, which was above the estimated 195,000, but the 4-week moving average declined to the lowest level since November 15th, 1969.
Hey, that's awesome.
So that's the positive news.
Yes,
so,
that is very positive.
so we gotta take something there. Did you hear about Bruce Springsteen?
No.
Did you hear about this? He's reportedly selling his music catalog, the whole
Yeah.
thing,
Yes, I did
in a
catch part of that.
$500 million deal to Sony Music Entertainment.
Yeah, that'll be interesting
Yeah.
to see what happens with that.
More artists are starting to do that. So,
Yeah, I know. I think they're just to the point they don't know what to do with their money. They really should come talk to First Federal and see what they can get done.
Well, we got two of our loan originators right here with us. So
Yeah.
we'll be speaking to them in a little bit, Daulton and Stacey Wilson. Speaking of First Federal, we're open today from 8:30 to 5 and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online and with our mobile app, which is free to download no matter what device you have, Apple device, Android device. Go to the App Store, Google Play Store, type in First Federal Savings Bank, look for the white star with the green background. Get yourself signed up for our app. And our ATM's also open 24/7 as well if you need some cash. If you're out this weekend doing some, I guess I won't call it last minute Christmas shopping yet because you still got about a week.
That's next week.
But if you're out and about and not sure what ATMs you could use to not get a surcharge fee, go on moneypass.com and look up which ATMs are on the MoneyPass network. You can use those and not get charged a surcharge fee. So
Yeah.
we also offer Simply Free checking accounts and Simply Free business checking accounts. When you open up a new checking account today, you get a free gift, and you have your choice of 2 different gift options. You have a fleece blanket or a Bluetooth Christmas ornament speaker.
Yes, and judging from last week's episode, that speaker could actually be used all year round.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, it doesn't have to be just used at Christmas. It
Yeah.
looks like a Christmas ornament, but
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can set it up on the shelf and display it all year
it
round.
works very well. And I actually brought those in last week.
Yes,
you
you
finally
did.
reminded me too. So everybody watching on Facebook last night could see, or last week could see those. And we're offering an end of the year purchase special for all purchase fixed rate sellable loans that are disclosed through December 31st. So a couple more weeks here. We'll be giving a lender credit of $700 towards standard closing costs. And these two to my right can explain a little more about that here in the next few minutes.
Yeah.
We also offer commercial lending for businesses. Contact Lindy Breeden for more information. His phone number is 574-223-1716. I always am really careful with that because I'm one number off.
No.
So
Yeah.
if I get a call, I'm just going to transfer it over anyways. So, and also you can contact Mark Blueball or Brian Bell of our Financial Services Department for more information on things such as planning your retirement, 401ks, IRAs, that type of deal.
All right.
We're all over social media. Please give us a like on our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at FF Banking. Give us a like on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We're FDIC insured and an equal housing lender, and our NMLS number is 399927.
And that makes us
Makes
legal.
us legal and ready to talk about some of the things we're going to talk about right now.
Yes.
We're joined by two of our own this morning, Daulton and Stacey Wilson, both mortgage loan originators at First Federal Savings Bank. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining me this morning.
Hey, you bet.
Appreciate it. So, you both have been at First Federal for a little while. How many years for both of you?
I started in 1995.
95?
Yeah, so it's been 26 years and counting.
And you've been originating the whole time.
Mhm.
Stacey, how many years?
I just celebrated my 19th anniversary, and I have been originating for 2 years. I was the delinquency manager before that for the first
17 years?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm coming over to the bright side.
Well, we have this end of the year purchase special going on. I kind of hit on, I guess, some of the main points, but can you two speak on that a little more? And what's the big deal about having this $700 towards standard closing costs? Why is that such a big deal?
Well, it's just a break that we're offering. We've offered it a couple times throughout the year here, and it's just incentive for people to go out and buy a house. Hopefully, it's not a great savings, but it is something. So you have to have a carrot out there to dangle in front of the public, and hopefully they bite on it. So it's you got to be something. You got to offer a little something different, and that's kind of what we've come up with.
Yeah, we've been offering this since the start of November.
Yeah,
So it's been a 2-month special, which that's kind of different for us. Usually we might do a month special, but
sure.
kind of a seasonal one that runs in two months is something different for us. But mortgage rates are still really low right now. So
They are not at historic lows, but they're close. So we've Stacey and I both have sent out refinance letters here recently and had a pretty good response from them. So if you're thinking about refinancing and or buying, now's a good time because I think the inflation is going to creep in here and have an effect sooner than later. So now's the time.
that was going to be one of my next questions was, is it a good time to refinance if somebody's in that market instead of
Yes.
purchasing a new home?
It is. You've got a combination of lower rates, and then the property values have increased here locally, and it's a good time to refinance. Maybe pull some cash out. We've had multiple applications that are maybe putting some new improvements into the house or doing some debt consolidation, and it's been a good time and record year last year and near record this year. So. Looking forward to 2022.
And you said both of you just recently sent out some refinance letters. I'm guessing some of those customers had no idea what the rate even was. So they might see it and see an opportunity to get the rate lower. How do they go about coming in and getting the refinance process started? What do they need to bring in with them?
Well, there's a couple different ways. We can still meet face to face, but by and large, online applications are the thing now. We all have all the originators at First Federal have their own website, and you go to the First Fed website and you can find us. You go to our direct website, and then once you put your application in, we get an email that it's out there, and then we review it and get back in touch with the customer. And then there's some people that want to come in face to face, and we can still do that, and that's fine. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, so give us a call.
And if somebody's in the market to get a new home, looking to get that loan, you both recommend they get pre-qualified or pre-approved.
Yeah, I think most lenders or most realtors this day and age, they require that you have at least talk to somebody, and they like to see that you've got some financial backing behind you.
Now, does that cost anybody anything to come in and get pre-approved?
Now, you want to have with you, or at least at the ready, you want to have your pay stubs and W-2s, and if you're self-employed, you got to have tax returns the last 2 years. So, common sense things.
Yeah. And then if you do get approved, then you'll have to provide, I'm guessing, some more documentation
Sure.
for the loan itself. So what are we looking at there? What kind of things would they have to bring in if they get approved for the loan?
Well, on a purchase transaction, you got to see you have sufficient funds to close. So you got to get your bank statements, or if you're cashing in investments, you got to get investment statements and just pay stubs, bank statements, W-2s, tax returns, driver's license. We collect $400 up front, which you get credit for that. That comes off at closing. And then once the file gets to underwriting, there's maybe some additional documentation that we need. And then if so, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It runs downhill. They call us, and we call the customer and get it, and it comes in. And hopefully we have a positive outcome and we get to closing. So that's kind of the 30-day application to closing in a nutshell.
Speaking with Ben Daulton and Stacey Wilson, both mortgage loan originators with First Federal Savings Bank. And Ben, you've been, like you said, originator for 25 plus years. What are some of the changes you've seen over the years?
Well, I think the big change is internet, obviously.
Yeah, technology.
Back when I started, it was, you met people face to face, you did a paper transaction, paper everything. And now, there's some cases where you don't see customers until closing. And it's been convenient for sure. The technological advances have been good, I think, for the most part. You have internet goes down, you have glitches, you have customers that don't quite understand how to get to the right spot or do the right thing, but by and large, that's been the game changer, really, for mortgages.
And Stacey, I know you said you've only been in the mortgage game for 2 years after being in the delinquency department for 17 years.
Right.
What has been some of the challenges and most rewarding parts of this job for you, making that switch?
Oh, I'm not I'm obviously the challenges are just learning the different.
Sure.
I mean, you're used to 17 years of just automatically doing the same thing and knowing what you're doing to not knowing what you're doing. But Ben and Julia Moore have been great, and obviously the underwriters and the closers have been great at just been helping me. So I feel a lot more comfortable now. I mean, every situation is different, so it's never exactly the same. So that would probably be the challenge, but the rewarding part obviously is there's been several times that you have a first-time home buyer and that they've tried so hard over the years to buy their first home, and there's been several tears
Sure.
at closings before, and that's absolutely the most rewarding part.
Yeah, I think that would be such a fun part of the job right there. And speaking of first-time home buyers, we have some pretty good programs for first-time home buyers out there. Can either of you speak on those a little bit?
Sure.
As they look at each other, who's going to do it?
Yeah, we have Freddie Mac's come out with a couple good loans, conventional loans. We have a 3% down, 5% down through Home Possible. There's some cost savings there if your credit scores are good enough to qualify. We, as a bank, have a first-time home buyer deal. We'll help pay your closing costs for you. It's not free. You either pay a fee to do that, or we'll increase it in the rate. But yeah, they're good deals. And hands down, we I think might be a little biased here. We are probably, if you wrap the whole package together, as far as servicing and just getting back to the customer,
Right.
and closing costs, rates, fees, everything, we're hard to beat. And that's it's been that way for 25 plus years now, and it's a good position to be in, and I hope we continue that for the next 25 years and more. So
That's what I say too. Is we typically we are available after 5 o'clock, and people do contact us.
Yeah.
And there's been several times where, you know, maybe somebody is looking at another bank and maybe they're an eighth lower than we are, and I say, well, yeah, but you probably won't be able to talk to them at 8 o'clock at night like you are me right now. And when you call into our bank, you're going to get the same 5 people in every department typically, and you're not going to get that at a big bank. And that says something,
Mm-hmm.
that servicing, and people have come back to us because they've gone to an online bank or a different bank, and they had their loans sold so many times that they couldn't keep track of where their payment was going. So they're like, I just want to be able to come in here or talk to someone or call someone, and they answer. So that speaks volumes, and I think that we do a very good job at that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that point up, because a lot of times from start to finish in the loan process, you're going to talk to the same people consistently, or at least people you know, recognizable faces throughout the community.
Right.
So, going back to the first time, we have a product, the Premier First Time Homebuyer Loan Program. I know that's a pretty big deal. It seems like that's been a hot item the last few years since we've introduced that. There's no closing cost options, and can you speak on the no PMI? I know a lot of people say, what's the big advantage of that?
Yeah, normally when you buy a house this day and age, if you have less than 20% down, you have to have what's called private mortgage insurance, or PMI. And we came up with this product whereby you don't have to have PMI, and that saves anywhere from $25 to $150 a month in private mortgage insurance, which can be considerable savings there. So
Payment, yeah.
yeah, so it's been a good product, and the rate's a little bit higher than what you could get on a conventional insured loan, but by and large, if you're looking at saving some money and not having that money go towards something that you can't see, which PMI is that's a good option for you.
And switching gears a little bit, construction loans are still something that have been very popular this year, even with supply prices going up and increasing like they did at all-time high almost for a while. What kind of construction loan deals do we have out there?
Well, the minimum down payment we require is 10% down, and there again, we offer a fixed rate product. We have one loan closing, which is very beneficial. You don't have to do the construction loan and then turn around and refinance it and put it into a fixed rate. We have one set of closing costs. It's all in-house. We have a great draw request group. Bonnie Geller leading that, and she just does an amazing job up there. And it's a pretty convenient process from start to finish. It's 10% down. You have PMI, but it's really not that much different from a purchase transaction or a refinance. I mean, we require the same.
Yeah, the process is
information.
pretty
It's a little bit
similar.
more expensive because you have some inspections and we have a construction fee, but it's basically the same process.
Locking in the rate that long is a nice advantage.
And come springtime, when it starts to get a little warmer out, and people are thinking of doing some home projects, home equity line of credit.
Yeah.
I know that's usually a really popular product
Especially
too.
after the holidays too, and the credit
Yes,
so
that's a good point.
we seem to see a uptick in home equity applications
Right.
starting in late December, early January. So yeah, that's been a good product for us as well. You can go up to 90% of the appraised value of your house, and by and large, if you do a home equity application, there are no closing costs with us. So it's been a good deal too.
That's a great time when we're talking about refinancing to, if you have a home equity, to, if you're not using that, or even if you are using it, to add those together, lock in that low rate, and then you can open up another home equity, and then you have a zero balance, so it's out there for 10 years if you need to draw against it. So it's kind of a fresh start right there yourself.
As Dick would say, it's a good financial tool for your. It's a good tool for your financial toolbox. So.
I like that. Any other products you guys want to hit on, or anything you want to plug here towards the end?
I think the only thing that I wanted to say is when we were kind of talking about doing this is the do's and don'ts.
Yes, yes.
One of the big things that I run across is people that are purchasing, especially, you know, they're like, oh, I have cash at home that I want to bring in for my down payment, and that's a big no-no. So everyone, put your cash in the bank for at least, you know, 60 to 90 days. So
Don't
we
leave it
don't.
under the mattress
No.
or anywhere.
Document
We
the
have
source.
to. Yeah, the government likes documentation.
And that's
so.
a good point, because due to COVID, we've had some restraints put on verifying down payment.
Right.
If you're liquidating investments, you used to get a copy of the investment. If you're getting stocks, you got the statement from the investments, and that was good. But now you have to actually see that those stocks are liquidated in your checking or savings account, and then we have to get a before and after statement from that investment showing that the
Right.
asset has been liquidated. So
It's a lot more documentation.
Yeah.
So purchasing a home, especially, you know, your cash needs to be in
Sure.
in an account because we're going to get your last 2 months of your bank statement. So we don't want to see any cash deposited. Can't use that. And you know, make sure you don't quit your job
yeah.
during the application process. It's
Have that
kind of big.
fun.
Yeah.
We've had some of those instances where I feel like that's maybe where I learned instead. I said I need your current job pay stubs that you're working at, not like your last months of pay stubs.
Yeah.
They thought, oh well, I'm not working there,
Yeah.
but here's my pay stubs.
Yeah.
So what else are some do's and don'ts? Don't buy a car or open up a new credit card or
Yeah, during the application
during the
Yeah,
process.
that could halt things a little bit.
Can.
Yeah. Mostly that. Don't get divorced in the
Pay your
middle
bills
of
on
the Pay your bills.
Those are all good things to know, though. I
Yeah.
for people out there, just a little simple
Common
do
sense
do and
sometimes
don'ts list. Yeah.
goes a long way.
Well, thank you both for joining me this morning. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun.
Thank
You
you.
bet. Thank you.
All right, Paul, it's trivia time.
All right,
I'll give you all show to think about it.
all right.
Want to know which vehicle has the longest production run? Is it the Chevrolet Suburban, Ford F-Series, or Volkswagen Beetle? You guys have any guesses before Paul gets to guess?
I'm gonna say C. I didn't.
Going
Is
with the
that what you held
Volkswagen
up?
Beetle?
I know.
Oh, you do know it's not C.
Gotta be.
Okay, Ben's going with the F-150 F-Series. Paul?
I'm gonna go with the only answer that's left and go A.
Wow.
Suburban?
And it's elimination right there. You got it right. It's a
Okay.
Suburban.
Wow.
1935. So 86 years.
Wow.
It's
We
been
have a
production.
Suburban too.
Yeah, the prices have rose a little bit on those.
Oh,
from
my.
A
those
little bit,
86
a little
years.
bit, yeah.
They're very great vehicles and very sharp too. We'll end with some words of wisdom from Amelia Earhart, who is an historic American aviator. Never interrupt someone doing what you said couldn't be done.
Those are great words of wisdom. We'll see you next week for Christmas Eve special.
Yes.